really starting it up right about the time we started to run for office, and then that kind of consumed, 6 years of our lives. So we kind of had to put a pin in it. But yeah, we're trying to do more of the outside rather than the inside thing. I mean, we tried our hand at running for office, and it is what it is. We were outnumbered 3-1. So now it's like, okay, we're going to try to actually get people to come together and actually have conversations on our show. And if they piss us off in their dicks, we'll just hang up on them. But if they can actually prove that they can actually have a communication, we'll keep them on. So, I mean, this is our thing. And, I mean, it's great to have people on. It is. It's
really?
Our thing.
It's our thing?
It's so great to not feel like we're always just preaching to the choir and then wondering why nothing ever changes. It's like the definition of insanity.
Okay, here we go.
All right, that's it. I'm done. That's it.
Yeah.
No.
Yay. Woo!
But there's a lot of people that I think fell off the apathy swing and are like now trying to be involved. Of course, some people's idea of involved is I'm going to rant on Facebook based on nothing but my opinion. But still, I think people are, for the most part, are starting to wake up a little bit and realize, you know what, this kind of isn't what I signed up for. So I'm kind of excited about that people that normally wouldn't be involved in politics are actually at least starting to pay attention.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Well, I think I see that too. And, I take a lot of hope out of the idea that I still remember when I first started getting political, and this was way back when, like, MySpace was the new Friendster, like, way back. And I still remember because, we were taught that you don't talk about religion and politics, right? And then, plus, I grew up in a time when, pop culture was all about kind of, it just being political wasn't like a thing in my youth, right? So I didn't really start becoming political until the early 2000s, and I was already like 25 or almost 30 then. So, but I still remember because I had this like really like, I was starting to kind of like get a little curious and like maybe listen to a little talk radio now and then, but I still didn't really like, I wasn't in tune yet, but I just remember this particular post, and on Facebook, on MySpace, they had bulletins, and there wasn't even a share button. You had to copy the bulletin and then independently paste it again. And I still remember sitting there and really kind of wrestling with this choice, like, do I really want to become this person and enter this new space? And like I remember there was a kind of like a tipping point that I reached because like I started seeing this information and it started really, pulling at my conscience, like, and finally I'm like, fuck it, I'm going full-blown activist. And I just started posting, and I remember, like, something inside me sort of changed, you know what I mean? And it took a couple of years after I really started going through that before I really, because there are a lot of moving pieces to the political system. There are a lot of nuances and things to think about when you begin learning about different political theories. And, so I guess what I'd say by that, like, I get a lot of hope out of the idea that the people that are just waking up now, maybe there's not a lot of really like transformative potential in like what they're doing today, but there's a lot of transformative potential in what they will be doing 1 year from now, and 2 years from now, and 40. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I really think it's snowballing in a way that I'm excited about.
Well, that's one of the things I think that we've seen since the November election is a lot of people have all of a sudden become political, whether they agree with or disagree with our current administration. There's just been this huge upsurge in people wanting to do something, and I don't see that as being a bad thing because I think that we have for a long time have been very apathetic to the idea of participating in government and participating in social activism. And now, all of a sudden, people are going, we better do something or else we're screwed. type of mentality, and all of a sudden we're starting to see people do stuff. And that's a good thing, I think.
It is. I guess it remains to be seen whether it's too little, too late. But I still feel prefer to look on the hopeful side.
Well, it's funny that you say that because my whole thing is it's really difficult to be able to feel confident that the news that you're actually reading is accurate. People say, oh, well, you're too liberal, or, oh, you're too conservative. You know what? It's the same 6 corporations that are basically feeding CNN, NBC, CSNBC. I mean, all these, it doesn't matter whether you're a liberal or conservative. It's the same 6 corporations that are kind of running the show. And now there's all these blog sites and all these satirical sites. And I don't know. It's like, oh, my God, people don't know. They're just like, oh, well, I read this online. Well, it was somebody's blog. It's their opinion. So it's kind of scary that I think some of the people that are starting to wake up and actually want to do good, it's so easy to be manipulated because it's hard to know exactly what is fact anymore. It's like, oh, well, you got that off Snopes, they're too liberal, or, oh, you got this off whatever. And you can put all these different sources in from all these different, to basically say, hey, this is what Snopes says, this is whatever the conservative version of Snopes is, blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about. So it's really scary. People get more information. I swear to God, you can get more information from Jon Stewart or John Oliver than you can from watching a news show. And it's really sad. People want to do good, but they don't know what actual news is. Who does anymore?
Well, I mean, when you read President Trump's tweets, you're getting it straight from the source, and it's still fake, or at least a lie.
It's like, you know what? If you're getting upset during a tweet, I think maybe we really need to kind of rethink this.
We need to work on our people skills.
It's really kind of frightening. Maybe you need to have social media people that are better in tuned with the rest of the world. But I mean, anyway.
It reminds me of...
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys ever saw that show called Veep. I think it was an HBO thing. And there's this one episode. It's the one where, like, she's the vice president, and it's kind of a comedy about, like, her staff, and she runs for president.
Oh, it's the one with what's her name? Veep.
Oh, Julia Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I didn't watch the whole season. I'm like, because it was amazing, right? But there's this one episode where she's having an affair with, like, a senator or something, right? And
it wasn't me.
I guess she thinks that she's private. It wasn't you, but
we're so goofy. We're sorry.
She thinks. Like, I wouldn't admit it if it was, because Kara's right there. Just kidding. All right, no, but seriously, she's sitting in, like, she's like in a total, like a situation room type deal, right? There's, like, some kind of crisis, and she's tweeting. She thinks she's private tweeting her little senator boyfriend under the table, and she publicly tweets, like, this kind of sexy tweet to him. And
like
anyway, that was a really long drawn out story to be like, like, President Trump totally reminds me of that. But, like, her staff comes running in and they're like, take the phone from her now. And that was like one single tweet that they're panicking about. Can you imagine what President Trump's staff goes through?
So just so everybody knows, Scott and Kara just donated $50 to the Grassroots Coalition through the PayPal link that you see in the chat room window. Unfortunately, we're poor Democrats, so being able to afford more than $50 is a little bit out of our budget.
At least at one time.
But that should pay for a few printings and maybe a couple of
toner
buttons.
cartridge, maybe
Toner cartridge, something. So
I was gonna say, ooh, buttons, but you have a button maker. I got
no,
a button
you have a
maker.
button maker.
Well,
I don't have one.
no. Mike has one too, don't you, Mike? You got a button maker?
I do. I
don't.
Yeah, I do too. So.
Yeah, I don't like button
I'm
makers.
not a fan of having. No, how do I put it? I like making my own buttons. I don't like making a lot of buttons in one sitting.
Yeah, I feel that.
I do get excited when I have a big bin of finished buttons and I get to start giving those to people. That part's fun.
It's the little things, people. Okay, you need to realize that it's the little things.
It is the little things that make a difference, folks.
When you put blood, sweat, and tears into something and it gives somebody pleasure, it's great until they're almost gone, and then it's like, oh God, I got to make more. God, that hurts my hands. Anyway.
That's just weird. I can't believe
So
she's
we've
here.
already raised about. Actually, it looks like you. So our treasurers. So I'm looking at our GoFundMe because if you gave directly through PayPal, that's awesome because they take less money.
Oh,
But
sweet.
what we will do is end up adding that on as an offline donation to the GoFundMe. And if my math is correct, you guys just put us over the halfway mark of our. So our initial fundraising goal is $5,000. That's enough to print all of the petitions that we need. And you just put us past the halfway mark because we had
Outstanding.
$2,472, and your 50 takes us across the 2,500 marks.
Woo!
Woo!
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
What?
Not that you guys can see that.
Oh
But,
my God, I'm so excited.
That's awesome.
well, there are some things that go past the idea of partisanship and political ideology, and taking away citizens' rights should be concerned to everybody, regardless of political party, and that's why it's important to us to make sure this happens.
And maybe we can get offline, and maybe I can actually kind of give you a good deal if you need some help on making some buttons.
A good deal. What?
Well, I mean, like if you have them printed, I'll
Like
just donate the
5
time.
buttons for tacos or what?
No, I'll donate the time. But
Well, hey, tacos. Hello.
tacos.
Hello, I'll do it. For tacos, just tell me where and when. I'm there.
Tacos, yeah, baby.
We're gonna have to meet up at that IHOP sometime soon.
Yeah, baby.
Was it IHOP or was it? Yeah, it was
We
IHOP.
I think
should.
it was IHOP, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. God damn, that was a long time ago.
It was.
That was.
Yeah.
That was back when we did
That
that
was,
fashion show.
no, that
it
was,
wasn't the fashion show thing.
I think that was 2014
No, that was
or
20.
13, maybe.
It was before the presidential preference primary, wasn't it? And we met before the. No, that was you and me that ate there. That was you
With
and me.
Angel,
yeah,
yeah.
The four of us, us three plus Angel, had breakfast before the.
Was
thing
it there, when we did the red carpet?
The red
Yeah,
carpet.
the
The
red
red carpet
carpet
employment fair.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But you know what? The cliff notes to this is intelligent people and people that aren't dicks can get along with others even though they don't agree on every single thing with everybody. Libertarians, Democrats, Independents, Republicans, Green Party, whatever. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. So that's what's got to be the conversation starter. You just preaching to the choir, it just doesn't do any good. Seriously.
They count on, like that's one of the weapons is fear and animosity and kind
Divide
of,
and conquer. It's the oldest
pushing
trick
those
in the
buttons
book.
that keep us. Yeah, and hey, while we're on the subject of strategy, I got to bring something else up because it's kind of like weird. Some of these like press reports that have been coming out, like they totally try to paint me as like rogue actor. Like this one, I should paste the thing in there. Like it's an AZ Central article, and it's talking about, and I don't know who this. It was called AZ Wins or something like this. Like apparently there's this coalition that I don't know. I guess we're all supposed to bow down and obey. I don't even know who they were, but
Yeah, like we're gonna do that shit.
the media keeps. I know the media keeps asking them whether they're going to fight this bill or not, and then they call me for a comment and they say, "Well, AZ Wins says this. What makes you think you can win?" And I'm going, I don't even know who those people are, but here's why we're going to win. My phone has been blowing up nonstop since I filed this thing. You just blew up my phone for this interview. We're winning this damn thing, right? And they're like, oh my gosh, right? And then the article comes out and it says, it's like 4 paragraphs about how AZ Wins has decided it's a good strategy to just stand this one out and wait for the 2018 election. And then at the end it goes, but Mike Shipley is determined to move forward with his campaign